Attention, please. Please yell if you are paying attention.
Excited about what we're making today.
Spaghetti sauce!
Welcome to Campus Kitchens. Okay. A lot of the times when you're cooking, a knife is your most important ally. Besides maybe the friends that you're cooking with.
Like me!
Exactly. So the question is, do you know actually how to use a knife? If you don't, well, they are sharp and dangerous, so you might want to come closer and find out. But first we're going to start on this onion. I used part of it in another recipe a couple of days ago. So first you want to chop it and then just go back and forth, rock it back and forth gently. Once you get it into bigger pieces, you're going to chop it into smaller pieces, because this is going to be the first ingredient you're going to use. You want to chop it together. Now this is the fun part. Keep your fingers on top of the knife and keep your other fingers curled underneath and just rock it up and down. Put it together again and keep chopping. This not only will keep you from cutting your fingers, it also goes a lot faster than cutting it like this. So this, no. Keep it together and have fun. Next we want to take some olive oil and we're going to pour just enough into the pot to cover the bottom. You don't want to use too much. Just enough to get a good, actually. Good coating that'll spread out all over the bottom. And you'll want to turn the stove up to medium-high heat and let the oil set till ready. It only takes a few minutes to get your oil hot, and it's going to splash when you put the onions in, so be careful. What you want to do is you want to just slide them right in, get them cooking. Garlic smasher. If you don't have one of these, you can just chop it up really small, but that takes too long. So all you gotta do is smash it and let the pieces drop in. Now it's gonna take about 2 cloves of garlic, depending on how much you like it and how big the cloves are, but it doesn't take too long. Okay, next we want to add our diced tomatoes. We've got 2 cans here. Pour it right in the pot. Yeah, pour it. One down, one to go. Well, that cooled down fast. Mix it up and add a little less than 2 cups of water. Get on in here.
Yeah.
And it smells amazing already.
Yes, it does. Your roommates will love you forever. Our next ingredient is going to be tomato sauce. You're going to add 2 cans. Careful not to splash, it's hot. And I'll bet you didn't know that gingerbread is not a cookie. It's actually a cake.
Oh, snap.
I'll also bet you didn't know that our next ingredient is sugar. Baking soda. It was good enough for Grandma, it's good enough for me.
Yes, our next ingredient is sugar. And that may not sound very appetizing, but actually when we add in the tomato paste to thicken it up, it's really going to cut the bitterness of the pasty taste, which is exactly what you want. So you don't need very much, probably about a teaspoon and a half or so. And just stir it in. Now this is nice and hot, which is perfect. So the next thing you want to do is add the tomato paste. Now there's a trick to this. This is a pain to scoop out by itself. So what you want to do is cut out both ends, and then you use the far end as a lever to push the tomato paste out of its own can and into the soup. And then you just fish it out. Now you're probably going to want to use 2 cans, and these are really cheap, don't worry, but you really want to thicken this up with as big of a pot as we're making. And stir that in, and we'll be cooking. Don't you dare! So now there's only one thing to do before you let it simmer for a while to get all the flavors all molded in, and that is to add some spice. So what you're going to need, you can use one of those Italian seasoning packs that you can get, or you can just use basil and oregano, salt and pepper, which is what we're going to do. And this is a big pot, so don't be scanty. Add as much as you want. And while you shouldn't lick the spatula, you can have a tasting spoon, or you can just dabble some into the palm of your hand so you can taste it to see if it's what you want.
So how the daisies bloom when chandeliers light up the engine room. Can you?
Double twin treble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. I love bubbles.
I like them too.
Our deliciousness, Igor, is almost complete! Yes, master. Yes! Told you it was too much pepper.
Isn't that beautiful? Now what you're going to want to do
Smells like tasty, too.
is you're going to want to turn your heat down a little bit, find a lid, and let it simmer for as long as you can let it. The longer it simmers, the better it's going to be.
And now, put in a movie!
now it's time to dig in. But the important thing to remember is that big huge pot you made works wonderfully in the freezer. Just put it in a baggie, it'll last you 6 months. You can add meatballs, make yourself a meatball sub. You can make delicious pasta. You can also use it as a base for chili, which will probably be in a later episode. So, let the wild rumpus begin!